Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect where we were in our study, Swami has introduced the time periods of Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, the Sukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, day and night, and so on. The two paths through which people who leave their body travel. That's what Swami is talking about. That's where we were discussing. So we'll continue from where we left off. Sai Ram Kalyan.
And what of Uttarayana? Be free from doubt on that score too. Worship offered knowing the meaning of every rite, sadhana practiced knowing the implications of every step, these cleanse the heart more effectively and loosen the chains of doubt. Uttarayana is a period when no dot of cloud or whiff of fog contaminates the vast dome, and the sun shines in all his glory. This is the gross meaning, but there is a subtle one too. The heart is the inner sky. There the sun that shines is buddhi or intelligence. When the clouds of ignorance, the fog of egoism, and the smoke of attachment that hover in the inner sky, the sun of intelligence is hidden and things look murky and are mistaken. Uttarayana of the heart is when the inner sky is clear of all these, and when the sun shines in full splendor. You must have heard the expression, Jnana Bhaskara, the sun of wisdom. The sun is always associated with wisdom and intelligence. When a person passes away with this equipment of the effulgent sun, of wisdom in his clear heart, he can certainly escape rebirth. He takes the path of Agni, the Archiradi path, as already said, and merges in Brahman. Those who pass away in the other half of the year, the Dakshinayana, have the opposite destiny. Then the heart is beset with smoke and fog and cloud. The sun is hidden, and his effulgence has no splendor. And in the dark half of the month, the moon wanes, symbolizing the waning of Godward thoughts. The new moon night is enveloped in complete darkness. All spiritual impulses suffer defeat. The thick smoke of Ajnana lies heavily on the mind. This is the meaning of the expression, Krishna Paksha, dark fortnight. Those who die at such an inauspicious time reap an inauspicious result.
Thank you, Kalyan. So I think we read this and maybe we did not discuss it. Maybe we didn't read the translation also, I guess. So maybe we will read the Telugu auntie.
Okay. Sairam. తరువాత ఉత్తరాయణమని కూడాను అందరు దానికే అర్థమేమో విచారించి ఆ సంధ్యం తీరును. Is it that line which I had to read?
Yes, I think so, auntie.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we translated the one that before that, Adi Bahya Rupam.
Bahya Rupamuna, correct. From there I will, Adi Bahya Rupamuna, ye kalamainanu kavachunu. Adi pavitra kalame.
So externally, whatever the time it is a good auspicious time.
అందులో సందేహం లేదు.
There is no doubt in that.
దేహమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము.
For the body, the auspicious time is the gross moon's light.
మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము.
is auspicious time for the mind.
దేహమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము, స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము. ఓకే. దైవ భావన వికాసమే సరి అయిన ప్రకాశము.
So the contemplation of God, the blossoming of that is the real prakasha. Or the effulgence, real effulgence.
ఈ స్థూల సూక్ష్మ సంబంధమైన భావములు,
this gross and subtle relationship in the feelings,
రెండిటిని యోచించుట సాధకులకు సరి అయిన భావము.
To contemplate on these two is the right approach for the sadhakas to contemplate.
అభివృద్ధికి అది చక్కని మార్గము.
For progress, that's the best method, best path.
తరువాత ఉత్తరాయణమని కూడాను అందరు.
Thereafter, Uttarayana is also the northward movement of the sun also is mentioned.
దానికి అర్థమేమో విచారించిన,
if you inquire what the real meaning of that is,
ఆ సందేహము తీరును.
that doubt also will vanish.
విషయం తెలుసు తెలిసి చేయ పూజ, తెలిసి చేయు సాధన హృదయమును శుద్ధి చేయును. విషయం తెలుసు
తేలును అంటే is telling.
విషయం తేలును. Clear, it's clear. Subject will be clear.
The topic, subject will be clear. If knowing, only explaining for puja, okay. If you do puja, worship, knowing it,
and even sadhana, telisi cheyu sadhana, hrudayamuno
sadhana which is done with the knowledge of that,
it cleanses the mind. హృదయమును శుద్ధి చేయను.
Yeah, it purifies the heart.
సంశయమును బద్ధకమును వీడును.
All doubts and all
బద్ధకము is impediments.
Impediments, obstacles also will be removed.
ఉత్తరాయణమన్న నిర్మల ఆకాశమని అర్థము.
If Uttarayana, the northward movement of sun, means that is blemishless sky.
అనగా ఆకాశమున మేఘములు, మబ్బులు, మరే విధమైన ధూములు లేక,
in the sky neither clouds or
dull మబ్బులు
actually it's overcast of casting of clouds or any such fogs or smoke without them.
రాక సూర్యుడు స్పష్టంగా ప్రకాశించే సమయమునే
the sun will be effulgently shining that time.
That is ఉత్తరాయణమని అందరు.
That such a time is called Uttarayana.
ఇది స్థూలార్థము.
This is the gross meaning.
అనగా దైవ సంబంధమైన కాల నిర్ణయము.
దేహ సంబంధమైన అంటే
దేహ సంబంధమైన, సారీ.
Yeah, that means it is time which is related to the body.
Yeah, related to the body. ఇక సూక్ష్మమైన అంతర్భావం ఎట్టిదని విచారించిన,
if the subtle meaning is inquired,
మానవ హృదయమే అంతరాకాశము.
The heart of the human being is the inner sky.
ఈ ఆ హృదయాకాశమున అజ్ఞాన అభిమాన మమకారము మేఘములు లేక,
in that sky, that inner sky, ignorance, pride, mindness, such clouds are absent.
జ్ఞాన సూర్యుడైన బుద్ధి ప్రకాశించుట,
The sun of intellect or discriminative faculty will be shining.
అనగా నిశ్చలమైన బుద్ధియే ప్రకాశ సూర్యుడన్నమాట.
So that means the unwavering discriminative faculty or intellect, its effulgence is called Surya, sun.
అట్టి శుద్ధ బుద్ధి మమకార అజ్ఞానములకు చిక్కుపడక,
that kind of pure buddhi or discriminative faculty, without being caught with highness and with the ignorance of mamakara, mindness.
చిక్కుపడక, నాట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ విత్ ఇట్. నిర్మల హృదయమైన స్థిరమగుటే,
Blemishless heart is steady.
ఉత్తరాయణమని తలంచవలెను.
That period is called Uttarayana. That can be considered Uttarayana.
అది ఏ కాలమైననో సరే, అట్టి సమయమున దేహము వీడిన వారు ఉత్తరాయణ కాలమును దేహమును వీడిన వారే అనవచ్చును.
Whatever the time period is, such in that kind of a condition, in that kind of time, if the body is given up, that such people are have left the body during the Uttarayana period.
జ్ఞానమునే సూర్యుడని అందురు. జ్ఞానమునే సూర్యుడని అందురు.
The knowledge is called sun.
జ్ఞాన భాస్కరుడని శుద్ధ బుద్ధికి పేరు.
The pure buddhi or discriminative faculty's name is the sun of knowledge. ఈ విధమైన స్థితిలో ప్రయాణం చేసిన వ్యక్తికి, in this kind of a state, whoever takes up the journey,
పునర్జన్మము లేదు.
there's no rebirth.
దీనినే అర్చిరాది మార్గమని కూడా అందురు.
This is called the Archiradi path.
ఇట్టివారు బ్రహ్మమును చేరిపోదురు.
Such people attain Brahman.
ఇక దక్షిణాయనమన్న పై రెండిటికి పూర్తి విరోధమైనది.
Here, Dakshinayana or the southward path is completely opposite to these two.
అనగా ఆకాశమందు దట్టమైన మబ్బులు,
the sky is downcast
with
cast with clouds, actually
దట్టమైన మబ్బులు, very strong this time లో మేఘములు,
the clouds
సంచరించుచు ధూమముతో ఆకాశము కప్పబడి,
the sky is clouded with smoke and clouds, moving clouds.
సూర్యుడు స్పష్టముగా కనిపించక,
without the sun being visible,
not visible clearly,
not clearly visible,
ప్రకాశించక ఉండుట, he is
will not be shining.
ఇక కృష్ణ పక్షమన్న చంద్రుడు దినదినమునకు క్షీణించు కాలము.
Here the Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight of the moon lunar cycle, the moon gradually loses its effulgence.
దీనినే సూక్ష్మ రీతిగా తెలుపవలనన్నా,
if this is to be explained in a subtle way,
మనస్సునందలి దైవీ భావములు దినదినమునకు క్షీణించుట,
the divine feelings in the mind will be day by day reducing.
అంత్యకాలం అప్పటికి,
at the end,
అమావాస్య చంద్రుని వలె హృదయాకాశమున కనిపించక,
just like the new moon, the moon of the new moon day, the heart will be not unseen.
ధూమముతో చీకటితో అనగా
with smoke and darkness,
పూర్ణ అజ్ఞాన స్థితి అందున్న సమయము.
that is complete ignorance is that time.
దీనినే కృష్ణపక్షమని అందరు.
This is called the dark fortnight of the lunar cycle.
అట్టి సమయమున దేహమును వీడిన వానికి ధూమ మార్గమే.
anyone who leaves the body at such a time, then that path which they have taken is called the path of smokiness.
Smoke. అనగా తిరిగి జనన మరణ ప్రాప్తియే సిద్ధించును.
Oh, I see here in
No, it's not given.
in
I think
Naraka Prapti it says Santi, but okay.
Okay.
Then that's the version which I have, but you are saying for such a person, birth and death is the result.
Yeah.
The
He will
second version is Naraka Prapti, that person attains hell.
Okay. But even after attaining Naraka, he is going to be born again. That's what he is for, Janana Marana
Yes, yeah.
Prapti. It's not eternal hell. It's not the eternal hell. He is coming back. Saira.
Sorry, there was one part where it said Dakshinayana is completely opposite to these two.
These two, he says, yeah.
So one is Uttarayana, is it?
No, I think Swami is giving two explanations of Uttarayana and opposite of that, those two, I think that's what Swami is saying.
Yeah.
So he is saying
రెండిటికి పూర్తి విరోధమైన.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Archaradi Marga also, he refers to Archaradi Marga. One is Uttarayana, and he says the same thing is called Archaradi Marga. I think about two. These two, I think it is mentioned here or something else. Oh, one is gross meaning, another is subtle meaning. Is he mentioning about these two?
yeah, this
I think so.
ఇక్కడ దక్షిణాయనం అన్న పై రెండిటికి పూర్తి విరోధం.
అది స్థూల and సూక్ష్మ both, I feel.
Possibly, yeah, yes, possibly.
Yeah.
I think at the gross level and the subtle level, both, it is exactly opposite.
Opposite. That's what he is trying to say. And in the last paragraph, Swami is dealing with this. He is explaining about the subtle meaning of Dakshinayana also. After explaining the gross meaning,
yes, he is explaining the
subtle meaning also. So these two.
In the second sentence or second or third sentence that you read, Dehamunaku pavitra kalamu stula, that one?
Second paragraph?
The second line in the first paragraph that you read?
దేహమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర yeah. What do you want, Kalyani?
So is that saying for the body the auspicious time is the gross moon's light, and for the mind the auspicious time is the blossoming of the contemplation of God?
Yeah, I think దేహమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము దైవ భావన వికాసమే. Correct. You know what he has done? There is a what is it called? Kama is there. That's wrong. I think it should go. Manassuku pavitra kalamu daiva bhavamane vikasame sariyaina prakasham. That should have been the full stop must have been there.
Okay.
Yeah, that sentence continues. It doesn't stop, comma there.
Yeah, no, they have put a semicolon, auntie.
Semicolon. It's not.
Yeah, it's not needed actually.
It's not needed actually.
దేవమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము, మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము దైవ భావన వికాసము. నో మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము దైవ భావన వికాసమే సరి అయిన ప్రకాశం. లైక్ దట్ ఇస్.
మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలం దైవ భావన వికాసం కదా.
నో సి మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము దైవ భావన వికాసమే సరి అయిన ప్రకాశం. లైక్ దట్.
అది సరే.
Yeah, maybe you can put a comma, not a semicolon.
Comma, not the semicolon.
So is it same for the mind?
Kalyani?
Yeah, for the mind, the auspicious time is the blossoming of the contemplation of God.
Exactly.
That is the real effulgence?
Yes.
Yeah.
It may be good to put దేహమునకు పవిత్ర కాలము స్థూల చంద్రుని ప్రకాశము ఫుల్ స్టాప్. మనస్సుకు పవిత్ర కాలము దైవ భావన వికాసమే సరి అయిన ప్రకాశం.
That is the correct sentence.
I think Sakwanti has a question.
Yeah. Sakwanti.
Sairam.
I
need some clarification on this sentence. The new moon night is enveloped in complete darkness. All spiritual impulses suffer defeat. The thick smoke of Ajnana lies heavily on the mind. Can you help me? At the time of the death or even before they had no spiritual did they have any, did the soul had any impulses or the vasanas, but at the time of the death they lost it?
Auntie, I think your question is whether they already had good state of mind, but just before dying they lost it. That's what you're saying?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say. The thing is, I think the people for whom it's up and down, and suddenly, they may have a certain state of mind, but it doesn't last. So they are at the risk of, passing away when, there's a downward trend of the mind.
So even at the time of the death.
Yeah, so if it's going to go up and down, then there's a problem. We don't know when you pass away.
Yes, correct.
But if you are fully established in a certain state, I think that will stay put.
Okay. If you are fully established and you have very firm faith.
Yeah, Swami is using the word achanchala, which is unwavering buddhi. That's the word Swami uses. That means it doesn't waver.
Yeah. During that lifetime, you should be
reach that unwaveringness.
Believe in God. Okay, thank you.
Sairam.
Yes,
brother Thasan, yeah.
Yes, Sairam, brother. So based on this paragraph, if your heart is full of wisdom, the sun sign is going to be bright. So that is Uttarayana. So if your heart is full of ego and all the doubts, and that is going to be Dakshayana. So if your heart that full of ego and lots of cloud, that situations Baba is saying Krishna Pakshaya.
Hmm.
Am I right, brother?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
So, brother, this Uttarayana and Dakshinaya both have the Sukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. So, in Uttarayana, the Sukla Paksha, only the time the sun will shine and they get the wisdom to attain. So they will be escaped from the rebirth. Am I right on that? In the Uttarayana period also, Sukla Paksha, and that is the time. So, so the Krishna Paksha on the Uttarayana time,
Dakshinayana.
yes. No, even in the Uttarayana, Krishna Paksha will not work on the favorable side, right? So on that side, the mind will be weakened and they are not seeing the wisdom to attain the escape from the rebirth. That's how I am seeing this, because of Uttarayana and Dakshinaya come, and Sukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha comes in every. Sukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha is common to the Uttarayana and Dakshinaya.
Correct. For Uttarayana, 6 months have they will have Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. In Dakshinaya also Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha.
And exceptions are there. When Vaigunda Ekadasi come, that is comes in the Dakshinaya. So that is the just I wanted to clarify. Is that Vaigunda Ekadasi comes in the Sukla Paksha side? It's supposed to be all the time. When
Ekadasi.
like that, Ekadasi is supposed to be on the Sukla Paksha, right? Not on the Krishna Paksha.
Ekadasi can be in both.
Both, but I'm asking Vaigunda Ekadasi. Okay.
Shukla.
So Sukla Paksha. So that is brighter. So exceptions are there.
Swami is giving a very subtle interpretation for both. I think we should take that subtle interpretation.
Yes.
Whether it is even in Shukla Paksha, your mind can be full of mamakara, ajnana, and all those tendencies, jealousy, anger. Even in Shukla Paksha, you might be having. But such a heart is not proficient. It's not good for Uttara. I mean, traveling towards the heaven, traveling towards north. It may not be.
So you will get, if you are practicing your sadhana as well and you are really contemplating on God, then your time will come during the time of Uttarayana on the Sukla Paksha time. That's how we have to see, right? And Uttarayana, we cannot say all the Uttarayanas are going to work, because the Krishna Paksha come, then it takes to the other side of it.
I think, sister, I think what Swami, I think your question is what is the difference between Uttarayana,
Uttarayana, and Uttarayana also has Krishna Paksha.
Yeah, so you want to understand what the Uttarayana Krishna Paksha and Dakshinaya Krishna
Paksha.
Shukla Paksha.
Shukla Paksha. See, the thing is, I think Swami is slightly differentiating between the Uttarayana and Shukla Paksha. Uttarayana is, from what Swami has said, the son of the Buddhi will be Bhaskara,
Jnana Bhaskara.
Jnana Bhaskara, Jnana Bhaskara means our Buddhi is effulgent.
Son of wisdom.
Okay, so when the sun, So many people have their discriminative faculties also, it may be intact. But then what can happen for such people also, the mind may get attached to something. For, or it may have, the best example which comes to me is Jadabharata. He was a great rishi. He was, his buddhi was full. Okay, he knew what was right, what was wrong, everything. He was very good. However, the mind got a little bit attached to a deer. Okay, so what he had to do, he had to take another birth. So he is, you can say he was an Uttarayana, but Krishna Paksha. Because though he was very, renowned, he was a sage who was very well established buddhi, discrimination. Even such a person can sometimes get attached. Okay, that is Uttarayana Krishna Paksha. But Dakshinaya Sukla Paksha is the next question you will have.
Yes.
What happens to Dakshinaya or Sukla Paksha?
Suklapaksha.
Dakshinaya, even your discriminative faculty may not be very well established. However, if a person cultivates devotion, so you will always think of the Lord, such people also exist. Their devotion is, they are always thinking of the Lord. So there is slightly, that kind of a tendency would be there, is my understanding. Okay, so.
But the time comes according to your sadhana.
Exactly.
Previous sadhana, it will be determined. Sukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha, Uttarayana, Dakshinaya, all. But what we can see, this is what happened, kind of like. So we have to be, but that's the thing, we studied Om, right? Pranava mantra. If you remember, it's the same, you will reach there. But that also, if you have practice, you will go in Uttarayana, Sukla Paksha. So otherwise, you will be on the other side.
Okay, now for all this, I think God's grace is needed, Swami's grace.
Yeah, God's grace is needed. Yeah.
So you're okay with the Uttarayana?
Yes, yes, clear now. Thank you, Saira.
Sairam, brothers and sisters, I understand the Uttarayana, Krishna Paksha, and the Dakshinaya, Sukla Paksha. Why Swami suddenly wrote in the different way of maybe the another category, Jnana Bhaskara? Even Swami explains that when a person passes away with his equipment, he can certainly escape birth. So I understand maybe the sun belongs to the buddhi and the moon belongs maybe tie in with the mind. So what category of people they would fit into under the Jnana Bhaskara? So normally humans they would be under two categories, that is the Uttarayana and the Dakshinaya. So is there any another category under these people? Maybe if that's the case, is there any example to understand that Jnana Bhaskara category?
Anyone would like to comment on this question? Sister, my understanding, I will share my understanding. Uttarayana is from a gross perspective, the northward movement of sun. In the subtle meaning, the Jnana Bhaskara, the presence of Jnana Bhaskara, the son of knowledge of sun, or son of knowledge, son of wisdom, that is Uttarayana from a subtle perspective, is my understanding. So Swami, yes, distinguishing the gross, external, which are body related movement of the sun versus inner movement of the sun. Inner movement of the sun means the buddhi is fully reflecting the light of Atman, Atmic knowledge.
Oh, that is what the first two fits under the gross category. This one, the Jnana Bhaskara, fits into the subtle category. Okay, I got it, brother. Thank you. But is there any, maybe the example we know from Swami's discourses, under the all the Bhishma and those great souls fit into what category? I believe Uttarayana, Bhishma's Mahabharata, Bhishma's story. Yeah.
He waited.
He waited for that.
So, Sairam Brother, here the Swami is mentioning, finally is mentioning, Uttarayana mean not from January to June. He is mentioning if your heart full of wisdom, and if you have there's no ignorant, then you're going to and you have a bright light there, then you're going to pass during the Uttarayana. That is called Uttarayana. If your heart is full ignorant, that is coming under Dakshayana. Then you have to born again. And even though Bhisma, I don't know, last time, okay, brother, I don't know, explain properly, because I don't know why Bhisma waited for 58 days. Lord was there. He doesn't need to wait for 58 days. He can ask the pardon, whatever he have done. He would have received the liberation. Thank you.
He had the boon. Bhishma had the boon to die whenever he wished. Ichha mrityu.
Yes.
Ichha mrityu. So
At
that
the
he waited for 58 days and then he passed.
Yeah, at the same time, auntie, he doesn't need to wait for 58 days. The Uttarayana mean if your heart is pure, there's no darkness, it can pass away on the same day.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
I think he attached importance to even Kala Nirnaya as well as to the heart. Both Stula and Sukshma, both gross and subtle time he wanted to pass away.
Thank you, auntie.
Sorry, just a basic question. So we mentioned that Uttarayana is January to June. So what is that exactly? Why is it called like the sun is moving northward?
Yeah.
Why is the sun, like, why is it the sun moving north in that time?
During our summer, when the sun is moving south, Kalyani, for us, it is winter. Okay. The winter solstice basically marks the northwardly movement of the sun.
Tropic of Cancer.
Auntie?
Tropic of Cancer, the south.
Yes.
When he is
the Tropic of the northwardly movement starts when the Capricorn.
Capricorn.
See, when the sun crosses Capricorn, so what happens is it's a relative movement of the Earth and Sun. So the thing is, what happens is the sun would be at the equator when at the middle of the year. Okay, at least around now it's coming to the midpoint. So sun will be just above the equator. Then it moves towards the Tropic of Cancer. From now on, from now onwards, from July onwards, it'll move towards the Tropic of Cancer. Then it will again come back to Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, so because of that, there's a relative northwardly movement of the sun compared to where the Earth is.
Actually, sun
will move towards the north pole of the Earth.
Actually, sun is not moving. Our Earth is moving. In such a direction. That is it.
Relative movement of the sun.
Relative.
Okay.
So January to June is called Uttarayana?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the same no matter where in the world you live.
Yes. But of course, in the southern hemisphere, during Uttarayana, it's winter for them. Then that's
yeah, correct.
It is something to do with the Earth's magnetic waves and things like that. Also, when the sun is that way, there are certain energies which are prevalent in Earth. That's the belief. Yeah. So, from at the physical level, yes, that's the belief. Deha Sambandham, Swami says. because Bhishma, I think to Dasan's question, Bhishma always had, he was a stickler for the, not only the spirit, he was interested in the letter also. For him, the letter and the spirit have to be completely same. So to that extent, he felt that's the right thing to do. And sometimes, it caught him off guard also, and he made, mistakes because he didn't know, some confusion. So I think that's a reality. But I think because he waited, now everyone who knows Mahabharata knows about Uttarayana. Otherwise, we will never
Yeah.
know what is Uttarayana.
We would never have bothered to know.
Brother, the Uttarayana, the period the sun moved towards north, right? That is the daytime for Devas, kind of, that's one of the things, right? So it's a bright time to pass.
Yeah.
That's time, in a subtle way, that's maybe Swami may be saying sun shines at the time, subtle way of saying. So that's why I'm trying to tell Dasan and Nadu, it's a different way of looking at the Uttarayana Kala. That's it.
Like if you reach heaven in the night, you may not get any meals.
Yes, no way.
Everyone is sleeping. You may be tired after the journey. Daytime, they'll be awake to welcome us.
So for the Devas, 1 year is one day kind of. So Uttarayana Kala is the daytime and the Dakshina Kala is the night. So you go on the daytime. That's the sun shines. So that's the way I'm reading it. So thank you.
When the mind is clear and ripped of all,
Clear, you can see
bad
everything.
it is shining, when the mind is pure,
Yes.
that time when whoever passes, that he will reach the Uttarayana, he will reach the Uttarayana path. Whoever has got all the mamakaras, ajnana, all these things in their mind, when they pass, they will go to Dakshina. That is Dakshina path. The subtle meaning Swami has given it very clearly.
So starting July, it's going to be Dakshinayana?
Yeah, it starts Dakshinayana.
I'm just saying, since I came to know, I always look at people pass away over there. So that comes to my mind. Just saying, China.
And all people who pass away in Uttarayana, it's not sure that they are going to be in Uttarayana. All people will not get that.
I think the way to understand this, sister, I think Swami says people who have reached that state of Uttarayana, inner Uttarayana, external time does not really matter, is what Swami said.
Even if they pass in Dakshinayana also, doesn't matter.
But when we are not so sure, we can say, daytime or. But I think it's another way to put it is all those who die in the external Uttarayana don't necessarily following the Archiradi path. But generally people who follow Archiradi path will be dying in the Uttarayana. I think that may be an okay way to look at it. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yeah, so Saram, brother, still, if the person is passed away December 31st and midnight 12 o'clock, if he has the full wisdom, and that is coming under Uttarayana. Am I right, brother?
I don't know. Brother, we don't know who has wisdom, who doesn't have. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I think what we can do is we can try. I think that's because Krishna has said this. Swami is also saying this. So there is some validity to the time period, is my understanding. But but Swami says, I think when he says Jnana Bhaskara, that person must be a Jivan Mukta already. Okay. For a Jivan Mukta, time doesn't matter.
Yes.
For everyone else, I think time would matter. So in the case of Jivan Muktas, they choose when to go. how to go.
The reason, brother, the first Swami saying said from January to June, then later Swami explaining nicely, Uttarayana mean the wisdom, not the month. That's
The external alone is not enough. Internal is also equally important. I think that's.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
Yes. Sakwanti.
Sairam. Now, Sivaratri falls in the period of Uttarayana, but Shivaratri is where the moon is not present, right? It's dark moon, right?
One day before new moon, yes.
Yeah. So the souls that depart on Shivaratri, are they take the path of Uttarayana?
I think they should keep awake vigilante until the end of Shivaratri and then pass.
Suppose they have a heart attack and go. If they had a heart attack and go.
That Swami saying the heart should be fully bright. So I don't know whether there should be an attack.
Because my father left his body, his soul left his body on the Sivaratri day at 6 p.m.
Again, Auntie, if they are thinking of Shiva and passing, if they are thinking of Shiva and passing, they will go to Shiva. I don't think there's any doubt.
Auntie, the same thing we have in Dashina Kalam, the Vaigunda Gadasi too. So they go to Vaigunda. So it's in this period also there's an exceptions are there still.
That's what Swami has assured that.
Yes.
I think many of these auspicious days, I think, are considered. Many people want to go during that time also.
Yeah.
And I think because the environment, if people are all praying around you, there's that vibrations are very positive. That has significant, because Shiva is waiting at the cremation ground anyway.
Thank you.
Yes, Sister Anita.
Sairam, brother, it's so interesting and it's so intriguing too. I'm so confused. So, what about the people who commit suicide? They wouldn't fall in either category, right? Because obviously it's not the right thing to do.
Correct.
I think their heart is not clear.
Yes, sister?
No, the suicide people, I think their heart is not clear. There are other things also they have to meet in Uttarayana period, right? The heart has the wisdom and all kind of things is there. So if people are committing suicide, then that itself tells you they are not in the right path. So that's how I will look at it. I think that
makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Thank you.
So this not only suicide, sister, there's something called akala mrityu. That means a sudden, unexpected death, even accidents and things like that. Fall of similar category. The belief in Sanatana Dharma is such people may spend a little extra time in the transit time. The transit time may be a little longer for them. It's the general belief. So generally what they do is they increase the amount of prayers which you do and things like that, because they may need our help. We should send them positive vibrations, because the reality is generally if a normal death means the next vehicle is available for them to get into. In the case of unexpected sudden deaths, the vehicle for onward journey may not be ready is something which people consider. We really don't know. Ultimately, it's in the hands of God.
Right.
But generally, the tendency is that you do some extra prayers for a longer period of time and things like that. so that because they may be in transit until their destination, because they don't have a vessel to travel in. So that concept is there, that such people may look for places to stay. And so those are things which people worry about. That's my understanding.
So when you say people are looking for places to stay because they say the spirit or the soul is wandering around the earth, is that what you're pertaining to?
Yes, they are looking for a place to enter and stay.
Reside, yeah.
So that's why the concept of possession and things like that also are there. So wherever the door is open, they will enter and stay until their onward
But
journey. That's the belief. Okay.
And
Yes.
is there, sorry,
Yes.
is there a coincidence of people born during the Uttarayan and dying in Uttarayan? Is there any correlation there?
I think Swami has not mentioned. I think what Swami mentioned a little earlier is, don't worry about when I born, where I born. Just focus on when you die, how you die.
True.
That is in our hands. But we are born according to our vasanas, our karmas. We take birth wherever we have to. That will determine. So that's already determined. If the death is after death, that's all automatically decided, is my understanding.
Because I have seen in my family people who are born from January to June passing away in that period, and mostly people who are born in the latter half passing away there. So maybe it's a coincidence then?
Coincidence. Maybe
Yeah.
coincidence.
Okay.
I mean, we don't know. There may be some, some mechanics involved, but we don't have. At least here, Swami is not talking about it, sister.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, Ram, brother.
Uncle, you had mentioned about how another vehicle is not ready. And also, I guess Swami mentioned a few paragraphs ago about the caterpillar, how it has its four parts in another leaf. And I think one time you had told me how, like, after death, sometimes you become like, you go into like a grain, or like you're in like this other state for a long period of time.
Yeah. So I think, I know what you are referring to, because the soul enters the onward journey through a grain. So that's, that is in the Vedas, Upanishad, it says the soul comes down with rain or whatever. It enters the seed, grain, and through the grain only that soul can enter any body. That is the path which the soul takes to enter the body. That's why in the north they will say, "Dane dane," who eats.
दाने दाने पे खाने वालों का नाम.
Yes. So
दाने दाने
grain,
खाने वालों का नाम. But Arun, it doesn't mean that.
So the belief is
actually that proverb which says दाने दाने में खाने वालों का नाम. Suddenly somebody comes to our house not expecting, and he comes and he has his food. So that food belongs to him. That meaning of that.
So but the thing is, the every grain which we eat is destined to be eaten by us, is the meaning. Okay. So the thing is, the grain is supposed to carry the soul as a vehicle to enter the body of a human being or anyone else. It can be animals, it can be birds. Through the grain only the soul transmigrates enters into another body. But when Swami tells about caterpillar, we have already fixed where we are going to be born.
Karma brashtas.
So we are fixed where we are going to be born is fixed. Much before you die. But the problem is, even if you decided to go to some place, if then there's a time when the the train or bus will depart. Okay, you have fixed a place to go to, but you have left home already. So you had to wait for the bus to come because you know where you are going. That is fixed. Okay, so you will have to stand at the bus stop. Okay, for that kind of a meaning is, so even though you fix the destination, okay, and when you say caterpillar versus ape, which monkey which jumps, the thing is the caterpillar fixes the destination halfway down in their life. Okay, even when we are mid life itself, we are fixed where we are going to go. We are not going to change that. Monkey may come to the end of the life only and decide. So that means it may there's still some option of improving the stances. Caterpillar means you fixed. Your journey is very, very fixed. Okay, so that's my understanding. But Krishna talks about you had to the body. I think in the second chapter he says just the way you change clothes.
Yeah. Vasansi Kirnani.
So same way when you die also you change clothes, which is your vehicle which takes you. But the problem is it's like you have had your shower but your clothes are still drying. Okay, so you had to wait for it dry to something of that sort. That's called akala mrityu. That is the belief in Sanatana Dharma. So there are specific rituals which people do in such cases.
Actually, from the rain, food is grown. Food is consumed by human beings. Human beings, they have their this thing. Then the child is born. So that's how the cycle goes. So as you are saying, grain. I thought food.
Annam.
And from annam, human beings consume, and then it is converted into.
I had used the word grains because generally grains are given a lot of importance in Sanatana Dharma, which as vehicles of high levels of energy.
It's equivalent to food, that's it. Grains are equivalent to food.
And how long we're in that grain state, like it varies? It can be.
Varies, I think it's.
And also you had mentioned that the people with Jnana, Bhaskara, those are the Jivan Muktas, but I thought we said that the first category, the Karma Atita, they don't have any journey to make. So then Swami saying the people who are the Nishkama Karmis, they're the ones who go on the Uttarayana journey?
Yeah. The first one is Karmatita, next one is Nishkama Karma Yogi.
So even the Nishkama.
So Archiradi path also, I think your question is, they're just right away merged. That's what you are saying. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, but even you are right.
So the people who do Nishkama Karma, they for them to have Jnana Bhaskara, does that mean that it just
means it's a short journey.
okay.
Express train.
Express. Yes, you're right, Kalyani. Thank you.
Brother, I have a question too now.
Okay, Brother Dasan has raised hand.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Wait.
So, Sairam,
Brother.
brother, Sister Anita's question, the people who were suicide, and nobody cannot go through the suicide. They are not allowed to do that one. Because when we born here, if your lifetime is 80 years in, if we decided to make your life finish by 50 years old, then according to the karma, you may have going through some difficulties. Maybe your body, maybe your wealth, something. So you have to go through the karma. If you try to suicide, that body is not going to get another body until 80 years. So you have to wait until that one. Then after that particular 80 years only, you're going to get the next body. Then if according to your karma, if you have to go through 3 more lives, you have to come back to 3 more lives. Then God's will. Thank you.
Oh, so your ascension is on back order. The ETA is delayed.
Yeah, I think that because what happens
Makes
in
sense.
suicide,
Makes sense. Yeah.
in the case of suicide, we have gotten
Mhm.
rid of the physical body.
True.
But
The karma is still, yeah.
but the mental body is still, we don't know how to get rid of that.
True.
Under normal death, the mind also collapses and it joins the, that causal body for the onward journey. But in the case of suicide, people can take care of the physical body, but they don't
Yeah.
know how to collapse the mental body and merge it into the causal body for onward journey.
Yeah. They are thinking that they're getting rid of the mental anguish, but they're not, because
Yes.
they're ending. Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the challenge. So
Yeah.
the mental body is still not fully given up.
Mm-hmm.
So as brother said, so their mental suffering may continue without the
Mm-hmm.
physical body for a duration. That's the belief.
But it's so confusing. Why do they have to suffer so much? It's so much. Some people are so heavy in their minds. It's because they're not letting go, I guess. Is that correct?
I think so. It is basically lessons to be learned, I think, sister.
Mm-hmm. I have another question, if you don't mind. I'm sorry if I'm sidetracking.
Okay.
But Brother Dasin, did I interrupt your thought?
No, he gave the answer. That's brother.
Okay, he was giving me the answer. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brother
thank
Dasin.
you.
I'm just wondering, brother. Is monkey the only animal who secludes himself and when at the time of the death, or are there other animals too? Because the monkey just separates himself from the world when they're ready to die, and you don't see their dying body, right?
What did you say, sister?
Oh,
I don't know.
separates itself. Never heard it.
Yeah, I don't know why I heard that. I think it's monkey or some other animal that you don't see them their decay body or illness or dying. When they're
Yes.
ready to die, they exclude themselves from the world. They just get secluded, and they are in their own, like, there's, you don't see them decaying or the illness or whatever, and then they slowly die. You don't see the dead body of monkeys. Or
I heard that is a peacock.
is it a peacock? Okay.
Okay, that's good.
No, it's news to us.
Yeah, it's new to us. We have never heard it.
Maybe it's a hearsay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
peacock goes into the like a rock and hide herself to die. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Some animal. I was thinking it's monkey. Yeah.
Can I ask you one question? Because of the prayer, suicide, all these things came. You know, the Pitru rituals we do. So if the body is taking another body right away, right, then if we believe on that, then why we have that prayer then? Pitru rituals and things. So already, say for an instant, for an example, my father passed away, and I believe he has taken another body. Now, why we have to have that thing? After discussion of this, I'm just thinking, if they have taken another body, you are praying on the old body or all soul like that. I'm just
Okay, good question, sister. Anyone who would like to comment on this?
Sairam, brother.
Yes.
So you have a judgment date there. You won't get the body right away, and brother knows. Brother, you can listen to that. You can give me the answer. So you have a judgment date. All the religions, they are talking about, even our religion. So to go to the destination, you have to go through difficult times. In order to pass that line, our spiritual things and everything's going to, in a long story short, is going to help them. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Anyone else would like to comment? Say. So, sister, the idea is, for example, somebody from Sri Lanka, they're going to Canada. Okay. So the thing is, for them to, when they're traveling, you will pack something and give, or give some money, they can buy something on the way. And they land in Canada and they're trying to establish themselves. They may not find a job, it's a new place. Even, they may need some help. So people may send money, send stuff. So Pitru Runa is supposed to be a debt for all of our ancestors. So you are supposed to continuously think of them with gratitude and send them something. Okay, so even if they are very well settled,
Okay.
you can send them something because of your debt towards them.
Okay. I
Okay,
got
so
it.
that is the whole idea.
Okay.
So, but initially for 1 year, as Brother Dasan said, it's a transit period. So at that time, you do a bit more consciously every month, something without fail you do. But if you're a Brahmana, you're supposed to, every Amavasa, you're supposed to do Tarpanam. Every day, noon time, you should think of your Pitrus and offer food for them. That's why we have we feed somebody, some guest, Atithi, or you give food to animals, birds before you eat. These are all kinds of Pitru Runa. So for ancestors, you are sending something.
Okay, I got the idea. Thank you so much. So it's always even though they have taken another bodies, we on whatever the debt we have it, we just give them to as like a blessing. It goes for their adding for their benefit. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
suddenly, you may suddenly get some money, lottery and
Yes.
all that. Somebody has sent.
you. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. You get a big bonus, a sudden promotion. Somebody must have sent something. So unexpectedly, if you got something.
You're showing your gratitude to our parents.
Oh, that's a very clear answer. I was thinking after them taking the body, what we are doing. They have already taken another body, what we are doing for them.
Yeah,
Yes.
even when the children are well settled and they are having a good job, they don't need anything. Still, parents give some, gift.
Because of attachment, Arun. It's more for an attachment.
Auntie, if that's the case, then why Rama is giving the Pitru thing in the jungle, calling Ravana to do it for his dad? So that's also his to do for the well-being of his dad, right? So that's it. Thank you. So everyone has to do.
Sakwanti, you have something to say?
Yes, Sairam. I was told that the Pitru every full moon, every dark moon time, you have to offer some kind of offering to the departed loved ones and also to your forefathers in order for them to bless you for your future generation. Right?
Yeah.
Because they may come and be born as your future generation.
We offer. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't follow it.
Yeah. No, is it only on Amavasya Tarpana, not on Paurnima? Do we do it on Paurnima? No.
Yeah, that every 15 days. I'm not sure that was in from.
Arun, is it Paurnima also?
Amavasya is compulsory, auntie.
Amavasya is compulsory. Usually Amavasya Tarpanam, that's what it's called. But it is not, I don't think I have heard Paurnima.
Because when my husband went to India, and when he went to Ganges, there they said he did all these Arpanam, and then he was told to do every 15 days. So that's why I was asking.
And also, Auntie, I think that for mothers we do that sort of they pray and those things. The Sitra Baurnami,
Yeah, I
the
know.
fathers Adi Amavasi and the mothers is the Sitra Baurnami. That's why there could be a correlation. Even in the Baurnami also maybe some sort of the offering and get the blessings from the ancestors or the parents.
Okay, yeah, it may be, but I don't know.
In Pitruloka, it's a lunar cycle. Each month is considered one day, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So Chandraloka.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying my doubts. Thank you, everybody.
Can I just ask, like, if you are, praying to God and you show your gratitude to God, like, is there any, like, should you necessarily have to, do something for your pitrus or ancestors? Is it necessary?
Swami has talked about 4 rinas which we have to be aware of every day. Deva rina, Rishi rina, Pitru rina, and Bhuta rina. Deva means God. God is helping, so you have to be grateful. Rishis, you have to be grateful because they are the ones who have passed on knowledge. How do we repay? We study what they have taught and put it into practice and also pass it on to future generations. That is considered Rishi Runa. Then the third one is Pitru. Pitrus are the ones who have given us the body. So for giving and for the sake of having the body, which a healthy body, which our ancestors are given, we have to convey our gratitude towards them. And Bhutarana is all for all the animals and living beings around us. They are also helping us in some way or other. Cows and all animals in their own small way, they contribute to our own well-being. So we, as long as we are alive, so the thing is, as long as we have our body, we should be grateful to our Pitrus. As long as we are, living on, depending on the nature around us, we have to have Bhutarana. Every day we are actually indebted to them. So rishis, so as long as we are alive and pursuing anything, these 4 have to be done without any neglect. This Swami has spoken about it quite a bit.
So, and does that involve mainly doing these rituals, or like, I guess if you don't do those type of rituals, is there some other way of, showing gratitude to Pitrus and to Bhutas?
So the rishis have designed and told us what we should do. Okay, it is like, Swami says, it's like if you have your family member somewhere else, you can't write a letter and just dump it anywhere.
Right.
You have to put it in the letter box and it will reach. So they have devised certain rituals, certain mantras, so that will take care of the delivery. So rishis have decided, if you're doing, we can help everyone. It's like, your parents at home, if I give food to everyone else and come home, the parents can be still starving. So parents also have to be fed. Okay, so I think this, so that's why rishis have established certain protocol to be followed, certain mantras, certain procedures. So this have to be done. That is Sanatana Dharma, so that's the way it is meant to be. So if you want something to go reach somebody, there's a method which we have to follow. But general welfare we can always do. That may also reach. That is up to God. Okay, but generally we have to give. And Swami would say, look after the living Putrus first. So your parents are the ones who have given, mother and father. They should not be neglected. And even we have to look at the ancestors also, not only our parents, and something like that. Okay, that's my understanding.
Brother, you said 4 of them. First one is what did you say, brother? I missed it. The first God,
Devaruna.
God.
Deva?
Deva or Deva, whichever you want to call it.
Okay, Deva.
Rina means
Rina. Rina means what, brother?
debt.
Oh, Rina is death. Okay.
Debt.
Death. Yeah.
Yes. Aruna means no debt.
Yes. Rina, yes. Yes, because
Aruna
Aruna is the
is
sun,
the
wisdom
sun.
of sun, right? That's it.
No, no, the color with before the sunrise, that beautiful
That's it.
pinkish rose, that color is Aruna.
Aruna.
Yeah, that's
Supposed to be
Aruna.
the-
Or
So that is
Usha.
wisdom. So you will
Usha
enter.
or Aruna is the
Oh,
same.
He was joking.
And why is it that you do these rituals on Amavas? Does that mean the darkest, when
Yes. The male time, the male is collected then.
okay.
So the belief is Pitrus, multiple reasons, Kalyani. So we looked at Archaradis. That means the moonlight is very poor. So the belief is Pitruloka is Chandraloka. So on that day, on the moon, there's no sunlight even. So, on that day, they may have to be helped out. So this is the, belief, this is what the rishis have said. So that may be a time when you will be down mentally also, you can be down. Somebody can feel very down. So at that time, if you want to help, that is the best time to help, because when the moon is down, many people will be generally, tend to, feel low. At such times, if you can help, that's the best time. That's another way to look at. But rishis have said Amavasya is the time when Pitrus have to be remembered and given some charity. So that's idea. Okay. It's all related to the Chandrayana, Chandramasa, Chandraloka, all of that.
And also another analogy for this one, in the Amavasa time, maybe the mind is a bundle of thoughts. So if the mind maybe calms down, or maybe thoughtless stage, if we pray or offer, maybe that would reach maybe quickly, or maybe that sort of, the explanation also I got it. I thought previously Amavasa is not a good day. We wouldn't normally have any auspicious things on Amavasa, but only the Pitru, in the puja and those things, only in Amavasa. The particular reason they said that, because our minds normally in the Baurnami, in the full moon day, our minds, it would be really activating, and it would be running in a high speed or something. In the Amavasa, it's a very, very low level. That's why any prayers, if we do, that would reach the God, or wherever we want to send that message or something. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, sisters. Thank you.
Sairam.
Sairam, Uncle Sairam, please go ahead.
Just I want to add, there is a belief in Hinduism that on Amavasya day, the ancestors are given a chance to come and visit the homes of their future, the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. They're given the opportunity to come and visit and bless them. So that's why we are also, another reason is we are offering something, remembering them and offering something on that day.
Thank you very much, Uncle. Yeah, I think there's a particular time apparently they come, something like that also, Uncle.
Is there any special day or day call for that the Pitrus comes to the home like that? So other things we know when we are doing the Pitru Ranas, we know. But the uncle, what uncle is saying that they come and visit the home. Do you, is there any name for that day, uncle?
Sairam, Amavasya.
So on Amavasa day only they come, kind of, that's a belief?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a belief.
Okay, thank you.
And also on special occasions.
Maybe
Yeah, so
that
when we do any auspicious event also, at that
Mhm.
time also we do Pitru Tarpana. Yes, uncle, that's what you're saying, no?
Yes, for New Year, for any important days in the calendar, Hindu calendar, no, there is an offering. And also there are, I think, at least twice a year is a mass offering. People go to go to rivers and to temples and these things, and they also offer for their ancestors. That is also called, I don't know, Adi Amavasya or
Malaya Paksha, Malaya.
yeah.
Pacha.
So there are, I think, twice a year or something. I don't remember exactly, but those are all. Yeah, people who cannot do this kind of thing, they are offered a chance to at least do once a year or something like that.
Yeah, that's the 10 days before Diwali or something. They have those.
Not Diwali. It's
No, October.
Before Dashahara.
Before the Sarah, yeah, there's 10 days that you can offer. And then the last day, if you didn't do it for on the particular day, then you can do it for all the Pitra offerings, right? I forgot
Actually,
what it says.
yeah. Actually, on auspicious occasions like weddings and
Weddings, yeah. They
we
do the
call
Pitra Puja.
Nandi Vratam. That is, we are calling our ancestors to bless the newlyweds, or new wedding is to take place, or for the Upanayam.
True.
We seek their blessings.
But there's a certain timing, right? Auntie, I think when I got married, they told me we had to stay awake, I think till 3:30 or 4 o'clock or something.
Nandi Vratam.
Yeah, you have to and pray until...
Auntie, one Dasanana is waiting before me after that.
So that when we are cooking food, during the cooking food time, we are pounding, we are grounding, and we are washing, we are sweeping the floor, we are boiling that one. During that time, we are killing so many insects, we are creating sin.
Yeah, correct.
So, in order to share the sin, in order to take away the sin from us, Shastra saying every day, we offer the food, whatever they said, the 4 categories, and plus addition to share the food, the people cannot, whoever food is needed. When you do that one, even the ancestors, you can do it every single day. In that way, your sins going to be taken care. Thank you.
Aruna, do you had a question or?
Because you know what, this is also something it comes to my mind after this discussion. We are saying Pitru, we are offering, we are doing rituals and everything, right? Then we calling the ancestors to come and bless. Already we want them to get a transition, and we want them to move on, right? Then we are asking again them to come and bless. So that's two of finding an opposite thing we are doing, kind of. So just to get the clarification where we see the now I understand why we have to do these Pitru Ranas, because why it's important, because they have given us the body, how we are living and all. We have a debt to offer. That's a duty too. But ancestors, where they are coming from, why we are calling them? That's a part, it's kind of against.
You mean during weddings and Upanayanam? That did I say that?
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
why should we need elders' blessings always, Saruna? We always
The
need
ancestors they have moved on, right? Like we want them to move on to a different thing, and we are praying for it, and we are calling again. That's the thing.
Wherever they are, they will bless us. From wherever they are, they will bless. They don't have to come. We remember them. Just remember them.
Remember them.
You can call. We are not inviting them. We are remembering.
Remember them. That's
nice. Our elders.
That is nice. Thank you.
So I also thought along the Mani Auntie's point, we are not calling them to come, but we are paying our gratitude to them. We can at any time we can remember and paying our gratitude. Always, if we are a human being, we have to remember someone has done a good things to us. We always should remember that and paying our gratitude along our life. That's the one Swami referring here, not calling them, okay, come back to my household as my son or their grandson. That sort of understanding I got it. Thank you.
So Sairam sister, not only that, we always think that Atma is merged with the Baba's feet. That's what we always tell that one. So we had to believe on that one. So ancestors, they can bless us. Thank you.
I think, sister, the question is, you are thinking, they have to remember you and wish. Is that the question is what you're asking? Somebody, you say you are seeking the blessings. The ancestors have forgotten us. How can they bless us? One question you have, I guess. They will not know where you are and who you are, how you are related. So how can they bless? I think it's the question.
Ancestors, we are praying them to move on and transition. We are praying and Pitru, and we are thinking they are born in somewhere, and we want them to live nicely. Now we are calling back again to get blessing, that we can offer gratitude to them again.
See, one of the things, sister, we don't realize, like for example, if somebody passes away, on the 30th day, we invite family, friends, everyone known to come and eat. What we don't realize is many of the people who are your family and friends are actually your own Pitrus. Because the Pitrus, because of attachment, they will come back and take birth in the same circle of people. You may not realize who is who, but if there is some attachment, they are not going to be born somewhere far. They will somehow come into your own fold. You may not realize they may be your neighbors, they may be your friends, they may be your someone distantly related or whatever you are interacting with. There must have been some Pitru connection. People are born again and again within the same community. So that is why during Shraddham and all, you invite people, because you think it's a belief that whoever it is, they are your Pitrus. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, they may be your Pitrus. Whoever you have come into contact with in this life, they are Pitrus. There has been some connection for them to be born. So this is a belief. But the thing is, this is an indirect seeking of blessing, like Nandi and all that, Nandi Shraddham, or before Upanayanam also they do, I think, different things. So anything you can seek their blessings. Blessing means they don't have to remember you and bless you. There any good thoughts, positive vibrations from them is good enough. Okay, my answer.
So true, so true.
Oh, thank you.
Brother, another curiosity. Like you said, we are all related when we talk to each other. And sometimes you see people, total strangers, and you feel a connection, right? And then yet you see some people it arouses anger in those people and you. So what is that connection when when there is not good vibes? What does that mean?
Don't
I'm
you
sorry.
feel angry? Don't you feel angry with your parents, your brothers,
No, no,
sisters?
no, 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 no. I'm
You
talking
know,
about, a stranger. You will meet a stranger and then you will both smile and you will both be at the same wavelength. And sometimes you will meet somebody and you get the vibes right away. You get those vibes. I see Kalyani smiling because I'm not on the camera, but I like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain times you meet some people and there is instant connection and of good connection, and there's some people you may try your hardest and it's not a good connection.
anyone would like to comment on this?
Sai Ram,
Yes, uncle.
just going
Thank
back,
you.
not for this question, going back, if you our shastras have been laid down so that if you don't have these what do you call it, thanksgiving for these ancestors, if there's not there, people will never do that anymore. So at least it's a kind of prescribed, do this, do this, do this. Otherwise, human beings, we forget everybody. Another aspect is the aspect of Vasudeva Kudumbam. We are all come from the same source. So just to keep remembering these things. So that's what my understanding is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sam. I think Sister Anita will answer your question and maybe close the session for today. But the thing is, what happens is if we have enmity with someone or even friendship with someone, and we are unable to let go of both, you carry that transaction into the next life also. Because you have not resolved, you have not brought closure to an inimical relationship with someone, that will come life after life until you make peace with that relationship. This is the reality of life. Like whether anger or hatred or attachment, both will get carried by us into our next lives. Okay.
Shirdi Baba story. Remember how those two frogs, what's the name? That Krishnappa and somebody. So they fight with each other. Even after they have even after their death, in the next Janma, the next birth, they are fighting with each other. Shirdi Baba's history, we come across that story. I think we should.
Sai Ram, I just wanted to speak about that story, and Bhashya has already
spoken. Please go ahead.
Because they were two human beings, but they ended up as one as a snake and a frog.
Frog, snake and frog.
Go down to the bottom.
Yes.
Carrying your enmity.
In the previous birth, they were enemies. So they wanted to wreak vengeance on each other, even after they get the other birth. Okay.
Okay, that's good. I think it's 4:34. We will close today.
Yeah.
Hopefully, next week we will go into next.
Thank you, Sai Ram. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Okay, Sai Ram, everyone. I will close with Samastaloka. Sai Ram. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you.